Some might describe Mombasa, Kenya as a tourist dream spot, a hidden coastal paradise quietly tucked away on the Indian Ocean. Travel just minutes in any direction and you can find lush tropical forests, pristine beaches, and the world's best animal wildlife game parks. Despite Kenya's vast natural resources, it is considered a third world country. 25 years of past corrupt government has practically crippled this nation's economy. But there is hope. The newly elected president has vowed to clean up the corruption, fix the broken educational system, and create employment opportunities for the major cities. But what about the rural population in the villages, where the vast majority of Kenya's people live? Those who are dying of starvation, malnutrition, and disease in the bush.
The villages tend to be a little more neglected. Kenya is 80% village, 80% rural.
Children, 1 out of 3 is likely to die before their 5th birthday.
Their average income is less than $1 a day.
So we're talking about pretty meager circumstances in the village.
Life could be idyllic in these tropical coastal villages, but lack of economic opportunities, health care, and sanitation turns it into a struggle to survive.
Let me tell you the story of Ferbonia. She's typical of the ladies that we're dealing with right now. She's given birth to 7 children. 3 have died before their 5th birthday. She spends 2 hours a day fetching water. She spends each day struggling to feed her children, protect her children with a few resources. She searches for firewood for cooking every day. She takes her small children every day to the stream to bathe. From morning to night, she's basically in labor and service for her family.
They suffer with health issues, they suffer with their children not being in school, they suffer from hunger sometimes. They suffer from not being able to get to medical facilities because they don't have the 50 cents to buy the anti-malaria drug.
Meet Pili Hamadi, a 32-year-old woman, single mother of 5. Her oldest child is 17 and her youngest, blind from birth, is 6. Her husband abandoned them. This is her humble mud house, handed down from her father after he too packed up and moved away. No electricity, no running water, and a severely weathered, crumbling roof that barely protects them from the elements. It is a monumental struggle for Pili to survive. Just getting the water needed to bathe in or cook is a long walk to the village well.
Now this is a trick. The little tiny 5-year-old girls will put these buckets on their heads and
walk.
With that, now you see how full it is?
Yeah.
You'd be splashing it on yourself like crazy.
Oh, totally. I'd be breaking my neck.
One might think that her life is tragic and hopeless, but Pili would disagree because she has found new hope, a new sense of self-worth and dignity, thanks to a group of Americans from a Utah-based nonprofit, Choice Humanitarian. Choice has developed a program that functions much like a simple credit union called Yehu Microfinance to provide a hand up to these villagers.
I'm Louis Pope. I'm involved in a project in Kenya that is so satisfying. We're loaning money to ladies, and they are using that money to produce income in small businesses. The fact is that a $50 loan changes their life and the lives of their children. Tough to make a buck in this life, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't found anything that's been more rewarding or more satisfying than being associated with these ladies, watching them grow and develop in their capabilities.
Woman by woman, Yehu is rebuilding the Kenyan economy from the inside out, utilizing a proven method to combat poverty called microfinance.
Microcredit is the issuing of credit on a very small scale to businesswomen that have very small enterprises. First loans in the order of $50 to $100.
Microcredit is not a new concept. It's been effectively used as a tool to fight poverty around the globe for more than 30 years. Millions of families have found hope, dignity, and an improved quality of life thanks to the vision of the pioneer of microcredit, a professor of economics from Bangladesh, Muhammad Yunus. Traditional humanitarian aid gives handouts and often creates dependency. Microcredit provides a hand up and a path to self-sufficiency.
Those women would not have been able to get a loan from any other commercial bank. And unfortunately, in this country, there's been a lot of giving things for free, to the point where people forget how to help themselves. You could see how proud those women were that they were doing this for themselves rather than getting handouts.
Why women?
It's the women that feel the poverty. If a man finds it difficult, he just leaves. It's almost unheard of for a woman to abandon her kids or abandon her responsibilities, abandon her parents.
So now let's return back to Pili. Pili is in the coconut distribution business. She buys coconuts from the villagers and then sells them bulk.
And she's also providing revenue for people that want to pick up the coconuts.
Exactly.
The first loans are minimal, not exceeding 5,000 shillings.
When we say 5,000 shillings, it sounds like we're talking money. We're talking $75.
This is one of Yehu's newest members. She is in the cassava business. Her $75 loan bought her a charcoal cooker, an iron pot, a ladle, cassava, and plastic bags to sell the chips in.
How did she know this is the business she wanted to do? What was the inspiration?
She says this is a bit of unique. There's no other person doing the same, so she knew she would make money of it.
Smart. Yeah.
And what was her life like before her loan?
Life was a bit more difficult then. She says she's been happy that she's got this loan, has been paying well, and her life has improved a bit. But she'd like to get a bigger loan to put up a structure so that she can work in a shed instead of being in the open.
Remember how Pili needed to repair her roof? Well, this entrepreneurial woman saw the need and has capitalized on that need. She distributes coconut leaf thatched roofing to the villages as well as the hotels near Mombasa.
Her husband had died of tuberculosis. She was the sole provider for her kids. Once she became a member of the Yehu Bank, she was able to start an enterprise. In the end, she was making, instead of $12 a month, she was making $130 a month. She had almost 8 times her daily income. And that makes a tremendous impact on her family, her ability to provide food for her family and paying school fees so her children are in school. It's a result of a $75 loan transformed her life.
Yet another example of how a small loan can effectively impact the lives of many within the village. I want you to meet Maria Anchiti and her husband Shamo Adi. They are the proud owners of an octopus distribution company. Maria has almost paid off her 3rd loan of 15,000 shillings and is already planning for a 4th.
This is one of the big dealers.
How has all of this changed her life?
She says that she's from the business now. She's able to educate her children very well. If they're sick, she can take them to a doctor without any problems. They eat well. Not only do they eat well, but they eat enough.
In each village, once a week, the Yehu women are required to have a group meeting. Which brings us back to Pili. Not only is she a borrower with Yehu, she is also proud to be the village's group leader. We were invited to attend that week's meeting. The ladies were eager to meet Louis, share some ideas, and plan for the future.
It's a center of 35 women.
Yep. How old is this unit?
This unit is
1 year?
No, 2 years now.
2 years old.
2 years old.
And by a show of hands, how many ladies are borrowers now? They're all savers. How many are borrowers? Wow, they're almost all borrowers. Wow.
Without Yehu and Choice helping out, where would this village be right now?
Ingelikuwa watu wa Choice na Yehu wakuwa kwa mradi huu ungelikuwa umeingiaje? They won't even guess an answer for that.
Yeah, bad luck.
Yeah, they you should have been here. They would have imagined. They would have wondered, oh my, that's terrible. Choice should be there. They wouldn't have any way around to solving the immediate problems.
Has it been a struggle for you?
It has been a struggle, yes, from 300 members to now almost 3,000. From a loan portfolio of 500,000 Kenya shillings to now almost 6 million shillings. It's been quite a growth, and I'm happy to be associated with it.
And they genuinely enjoy associating with each other. And so these ladies might have been confined to their circle of friends might have been 2 or 3 homes away, but now it's a larger circle. And then when you get them all together, you get 500 of these ladies on their annual meeting. That is really a hootenanny. Yeah. And they sing and they dance and they deliberate on their decisions and they vote and they raise issues.
This group of 35 women represents only one of over 70 other Yehu groups scattered throughout the Kenyan bush. It is not an easy task managing loans and saving deposits to thousands of women, so Yehu is in the process of building branch offices and employing branch workers to help carry the load. We accompanied Lewis and Mwachai to visit their first branch office. Just trying to get to the office was not an easy journey. It is tucked away on a grassy hill under the shade of a mango tree, miles away from any paved road. The journey into the bush on muddy, washed-out dirt roads that become impassable during the rainy season is an adventure all of its own.
You said this is the branch office?
This is the first branch of the Yehu Bank.
We are going to use this for the choice operations here.
These are all our new bank workers, huh?
Yeah.
Lewis seized this opportunity of touring the new branch office to also hold a small meeting with the Yehu branch workers. Their job is to travel from village to village by bike, administering loans and collecting savings from the women's groups. Lewis wanted to discuss the workers' issues and instill in them a vision of what the organization can become in the future.
Someday maybe we could say, when you're 20 years older, you can look back and say, those children, I remember when they were children, now they're coming home from the university and they're well educated because their mother was a Yehu Bank member. And she prospered, and her children prospered, and they went to school, and life became better. In the years that are coming up, we will, I think we'll see a lot of good done.
There is a lot of good being done through Yehu's microfinance program. It's growing at a rate of 100% each year. By the year 2008, Yehu plans to be helping more than 120,000 women with branch offices like this one scattered across the Kenyan bush, one for every 3,000 women. But it is not easy or cheap to fund these humanitarian efforts. Yehu raises its money to help these women through charitable contributions.
People, when they hear the simplicity of what we're doing and the good that's being done and how that money that's given doesn't disappear and just evaporate in the sand, it rolls over and over and over again. That $5,000 that was contributed is loaned out to 100 ladies, and then it's loaned out, they're paid back, and it's loaned out to another 100 ladies, and then it's rolled out to 100, and it stays in the system. So what could be more satisfying than giving something that is sustainable and perpetual?
I remember interviewing Miriam. She'd been a member of the Yehu Bank for 2 years. I said, Miriam, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the least happy and 10 being the most happy, where are you? She says, I'm a 10. I think that's the payback, that's the opportunity we have in getting involved in these ladies' lives and giving them the opportunity for a loan, is that they can lift themselves up, and they can be a 10. They can have a 10 life if with just a little bit of help from us.
Thank you very much. Asante sana.
Hey,